A very good evening to you. Thanks for joining us on the Friday edition of the show. I'm Yemi Adebayo. Well, tonight on the show, we will be looking at Rivers Upas and, of course, what they've been able to do uh, by securing a playoff spot at the Basketball Africa League. We'll also be looking at what is happening here on the domestic scene, talking about the 22nd National Sports Festival as it's approaching us. We'll also take a look at the Nigeria Premier Football League. Also, we'll spare a thought for news, sports news happening in and around the globe. Mo Salah in the news, extending his contract with Liverpool. So that's the outlook of the show today. It promises to be exciting. We urge you to sit back, relax, and of course, be ready to receive what we have for you on the show tonight. We're going to start off tonight, of course, like I said, with basketball, and shortly I will bring to you the results that we have from the ongoing competition that Rivers Upas are in. But let me just, as you already know, it's a two-man show, so let me just bring in my colleague, Austin Okonakpan, who's suited and ready as we go along on this ride.
Spotted greetings to you, Yami, and of course, our viewers from all over the world. Always an action packed world of sports. Congratulations to Rivers Hoopers for giving us some level of consistency at the Basketball Africa League. Tomorrow, action will resume in the English Premier League. As now, I'm sure we'll be resting a lot of their players in that fixture against Brentford, and you know why, because they've got a crucial second leg semi quarterfinal fixture in the UEFA Champions League against Real Madrid. We will talk about that one. I'm sure we'll definitely talk about the National Sports Festival. I said it on the show, Yemi, that now we're going to see and hear from states just receiving the touch of unity. And right after that, we don't get to hear any sports development. I hope that this time around it is going to change. The Nigeria Premier Football League, what a story. Match day 33 upon us now. Now we know more than ever that the competition has entered business stage. Teams cannot afford to sleep. I'm talking about teams in the top four, teams in the bottom four, because so much will be happening. We'll talk about that one also on the show. Yeah, I mean, thank God it's Friday. It means we're getting into a weekend of sporting action.
All right, let's quickly bring in our guests on the show tonight. We have two of them who will be joining us virtually. First, let me bring in Joseph Atewe. He joins us on the show tonight. Greetings, Joseph. Thanks for finding time to be with us on the show tonight.
Thank you, Yemi. Thank you, Austin, and thank you to the TV station. A very cold evening here in Osun State, and I believe it's the same almost in all the states in Nigeria. But then it feels great to join you guys, the best in the world, actually.
All right, thank you. Also joining us tonight, we have the pleasure of having with us the media and communication manager of Rivers Upas, Queen John Mosef, joins us on the show. Greetings, Queen. Thanks for finding time to be with us on the show tonight.
Good evening, Yemi. Thank you so much for having me.
All right. Of course, you know it's a two-man show. I'll be asking a few questions, and Austin will be throwing in as well. But before we talk about results and everything, let's quickly take an overview. Even with two matches left to play, will you say is mission accomplished for Rivers Upas having secured that playoff spot, which was, I mean, what they wanted before, they came into this tournament. So for you, would you say it's mission accomplished, or there's still more? Like, for instance, securing first place.
Yeah, there is still more. Our first target was qualifying to the playoffs, and we've achieved that. That's step one. But it's still not enough. With two games to go, we'll still use same attitude, same approach to see how we can win both games and then how we can fight for the top spots. We don't forget that last year in the Sarah Conference, we won the Sarah Conference by 4-2 mark. And we're also looking at that if we can achieve that before we go away. It's been a tough conference, not been easy, but having to win 3 wins so far out of 4, has been a good achievement for us. So it's not done yet. If we can win 2 more, why not? Why not push ahead and push further for it? So it's not enough yet for us. We're still going for the 2 wins.
All right. Before I ask you the next question, I'm just quickly go across the screen now and let our viewers see the results. Queen just talked about what has transpired so far. Rivers Upa's journey in the Kalahari conference so far. She talked about it. But so against Stade Malien, Rivers Upas were able to win 81 points to 60. Rivers Upas also defeated FUS Rabat, but of course they lost to Al Ittihad Alexandra 80 points to 100. And of course, in the second game against FUS Rabat, they also won that. So, I mean, just as the media consultant has said, they've just lost one game. Before, okay, this is what the table looks like. We must also talk about it because, of course, we reference the fact that they're in the second position. And if things go their way, like Queen said, if they win the 2 matches, maybe they will be able to secure top spots. It's still within their grasp if things go their way. All right, Queen, let me just throw this one in before I yield to Austin. The question a lot of people probably will be asking is, how do you get this team motivated? I mean, the consistency we're beginning to see is something that is heartwarming against the backdrop of, things not going well on the domestic scene.
Well, we just have to keep going. That's the truth. We can't rely on what's going or use that as an excuse to fail. There is no excuse to failure. You have to take that as a big advantage to move ahead and see how much you can make something out of it, just like if you make lemonades from lemons. So for us, we've actually made lemonades from a lot of lemons in Nigeria. It has not been great for Nigerian basketball, especially for the domestic league. Since 2017, we've not really had a league, just a bridge league and a month, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, which definitely is not enough for the domestic players. But for us Rivers Hoopers, we don't want to use that as an excuse to fail. We've had 2 teams in the BAL before, Rivers Hoopers and also Kwara Falcons. And our participation in the 2021 season, when we competed for the very first time in the first season of the BAL, we also had to learn from that we can't take an excuse of not playing in the league, going and then not showing up in the continent or in Africa because you are expected to do well. A lot of people expect that a team from Nigeria should do well with their pedigree, with their basketball and also participation and the talents they have all across the world. They should be doing well in Africa. So, but when we got back in the second season, which was last year, we said we are not going to allow the same mistake repeat itself. And that was starting off with the recruitment, the preparation, and especially from the funding we got from the government to help out with persecuting, we're executing whatever we wanted to do, coupled with the fact that with the coaching crew that we have, we're capable enough to ensure that we do well. So we don't want to take that as an excuse of what's happening in domestic scene. We want to do well. We want to be good representative of Nigeria because we're not just having fans from Nigeria. We have fans across the world. We even have fans from Morocco as well. More even South Sudan, players from different parts of the world who have joined the team. Like we have a South Sudanese player, Madu Daket. We have South Sudanese supporting River Super since the start of this conference. So it goes to show that this set of players coming from across the world tend to drive their fans to the club, and there is this attachment to the club because of their compatriots or their own players or their family members, their friends coming to play for us. So we don't want to take that as an excuse. We would rather use that as an advantage for us because we want to do well. We want to make name for ourselves as River Supers, as representatives of River States, first of all, then Nigeria, then in Africa, and also do well and go as far as maybe get into the finals. And that's what we want to achieve for ourselves, not what is happening in Nigeria at the moment.
All right. That's good to hear. Let me just quickly talk about the fixtures before you to Austin was going to bring in Joseph Atewe as we look at all of these issues together. Of course, Saturday's fixtures Al Ittihad, Al Ittihad Alexandra will take on Rivers Super. Stade Malien will take on FUS Rabat. So that's the next game for Rivers Super. Then on Sunday, Rivers Super will be up against Stade Malien. Of course, Al Ittihad Alexandra will be up against FUS Rabat. So, I mean, Austin, you're seeing all of these things. I know you have your impressions about it. The Nigerian flag is flying and it's flying high.
Yeah, we talked about it, just before the BAL served off right then at the Calamaris conference. Queen was on the show, so let me just get Queen talking again. Queen, you mentioned some of the players that can step up. I know you said Madut in passing in your conversation. Which of those players have turned up that is not making me miss Will Perry?
Definitely, all of them have really stepped up. That I mentioned. I know I mentioned Maxi. Maxi is the direct replacement of Will Perry. You can't. I don't think you should miss Will Perry if you have a Maxi, because yesterday's game, you see what that 3-pointer that Maxi dropped was the game changer for us. The drives from Kelvin Amayo just sealed it against First Rabat, and there was no way coming back for First Rabat. So we've had Maxi, we've had Kelvin Amayo turning up, Peter Olunzineka turning up as well. All of them they've actually turned up as well. Not even the domestic players have also turned up when called upon. So it's been great. Like we saw in the first game, we saw the captain of the team turned up, like it turned the heat up, Buchinwe. It's been a good ride for the team, really. And I'm happy that this set of players have not really made the fans to miss Will Perry so much. I was reading a comment on Facebook a few hours ago, and I was like, oh, Maxi is actually a good recruitment. I'm not even missing Will Perry at all. I said, good. This is what we want to hear. To get that commendation that in as much as the good players that we have here, like Divine AK, like Will Perry, a lot of people do miss them, but we are happy that their direct replacement, Maxi Shamba, and also for Madut Aket, are really showing that they have been good replacement for these players.
Just take a breather. Let me bring in Joseph Atewe. I'll come back to you quick. Joseph, is a consecutive qualification for Rivers Hoopers. We know of the problems, and Queen highlighted some of it, but when you look at this team, what is it that keeps them going?
What keeps them going, honestly, is I think the support they've gotten, most especially from Nigerians. Like Queen said, Queen talked about, the supporters from different countries. It just shows you where Rivers Hoopers are at the moment and what they've been able to do. Austin, they've been able to attract players from different countries, come play for this team. That alone is top notch, honestly. And I also want to give kudos to them. It's been a while. We talked about basketball and we talked about competitions aside football. Now, Rivers Hoopers are not just taking us to another level, they are making us understand that other sports can thrive. So anytime I come across their story as a sport presenter here in Osun State, I always read because it is Rivers Hoopers. They are in the Kalari Conference. They are doing very well. And honestly, kudos to the guys.
I totally agree with you, Joseph, because we haven't gotten enough opportunity to talk about basketball and now Rivers United, Rivers Hoopers giving us, you see, Queen, you see what I'm saying? Because it's always Rivers United or Rivers Angels. So I struggle to talk about Rivers Hoopers. Let's go into the results. We talked about it that it will be very tactical. And I'm sure in that first game against Stade Malien, you could tell that, it's the first game, it's going to be like that. Then the second game, nervy, but they somehow got the result. Let's talk about that loss. When you lose by 20 points in basketball, Queen, your coach is supposed to have a cane and, but up next is that same team. How is the team going to approach it?
Well, we will do what we can. They've prepared. Like today, we had a practice session ahead of tomorrow's game. Though we had qualified, we got the confirmation this morning that we had qualified for the playoffs. So rather than go in celebration mode and all of that, we're looking at tomorrow. We're leaving the celebration until after Sunday, and then how we'll celebrate and then start preparing for South Africa. So, but we're thinking about tomorrow. Al Ittihad are a tough team. Like, they're a very good team. We cannot deny the fact that anything from Egypt is top notch. Like I mentioned the last time out, like the two winners, or out of the four winners of the BAL, two have come from Egypt, Zamalek and Al Ahly. So you should expect that any team that comes from Egypt are a tough team. They're a very good team, and they always want to come to win. And seeing them in the post game conferences, hearing them talk, the players, the coach, they are talking in high confidence that they really want to go and they really want to play against us. Like I was in the conference yesterday after their first game, hearing the coach talk that they're ready to go against Reverse Supers. I was like, guys, can you calm down, please? Against my team. So they really want to go, and they're even preparing to have two more players in addition when they get to South Africa. It goes to show how serious they are. They are adding the MVP of last season, Loa Loa, a South Sudanese, also in the national team. They're bringing him up in the playoffs. So you know that these guys are just brutal. They are just for business. They want to get the job done. So it's going to be really tough. We're expecting a tough game. But expectedly, we don't want to be a blowout loss like you did last time out. We want to go for a win, no doubt. I know you want to have a conversation with my coach for that loss. We put that behind us, really. We put that behind us. We don't want to remember it again. So, but it was not a good loss for us. It was not a good way to lose. Even though you lose, you won't lose as much as that. But we've learned from it. Really allow them to shoot the ball so well from the 3-point line.
Too much spaces, yeah.
We gave away so many offensive rebounds, and they capitalized on so many second chance points, which we wouldn't want to repeat itself this time around when we play against them tomorrow. So, but we picked vital lessons, and we are ready to approach that game tomorrow.
We'll see. We'll see. She talked about Al Ittihad and what they have going for them as an Egyptian club side. You could tell that's what is missing in Nigeria in terms of, putting together our basketball.
Yes, it is, and I'm hoping that we will learn from some of these things and see what we will put right. Let me just throw in one more question for Queen before we let her go. I know she's very busy, took time out to be with us. You've said it earlier, but probably you might want to tell us what gives you what is the motivation? Like you talked about the team they lost to by 20 points. What is the motivation that the team has now, which makes them believe that with these two matches we can do something and come out on top of the group?
Well, the motivation for us is that we want to make a name for ourselves. Al Ittihad are yet to lose a game, and the manner at which they are going, they might not get to lose a game, but we want to be that first team to dent that record. And it means a whole lot for us if we can do that. Not allowing them just blow away and stroll away, become Kalahari Conference champions. No, we want to dent that, and we hope we can do that. The motivation for us is that we've already qualified, so there is no more pressure of qualification, no pressure of getting to South Africa. We are all calm. Both of us are actually very calm going into that game. We just want to go because at the end of the day, this top two, whoever gets to win that game tomorrow will win the conference. That's just it. Except maybe something happens again when they get to face FUS Rabat, because FUS Rabat still have a chance to qualify if they finish third place and have a very good record and becoming one of the two top best place finish in all the three conferences. So that is also going to be a tough game for them. So, but we want to start off with playing against them. And if we can dent that record, it will be good for us. It will be a good feeling for us that we can as much as beat an Egyptian team, which we all know that is not quite a good record when it comes to other teams playing against them. They've actually blown away most of the teams, beating all the teams. But if we can do that, it would be like an achievement for us to dent their record. And also, not to forget, if you win your conference, you stand a very good chance when they get to pit teams against each other at the playoffs. So we wouldn't want to be paired against a tougher team from the next conference because that would really be detrimental, because you would have to really prepare really well to face against any team. I know you would say if you want to be the best, you have to beat the best. But then again, in the quarterfinal or the playoffs, you want to go as
All
far as
right.
you can. And for us, our particular target right now, after making the playoffs, is to go beyond the third place finish we did last year. And we have to be
Okay.
picky in meeting our opponents. But for us anyway, tomorrow it will be getting that record over them, shocking them. It will be a shocking victory for us if we can do that, and also make our fans really proud if we can do that.
All right. I guess that's a good place to leave it. All the best to the team. Queen John Musef, want to thank you for your time on the show today. Hopefully, we'll do this again some other time.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right. We need to go on a break right about now. And of course, when we come back from that break, we'll allow you to listen to the coach of Rivers Hoopers and a few of their players, their immediate reaction after winning the game that sealed their place in the playoffs.
We wanted to take this game, and we had scouted the team and knew what they could do and what they could not do. But all in all, it was just our determination. It boiled down to who wanted this game the most. And I think we wanted this game the most because it puts us in a good position heading to South Africa. So it was all about determination, effort, and the spirit. If you took notice, we were mixing up defenses. We will play a lot of zone. We were changing the zone defenses, which was different from the last game where we played man on man all round. So we mixed it up a little bit. We got them to think a lot, and they still stuck to man on man. And of course, we had some people who could go at them. That's why they picked up so much foul trouble. But for us, we were sitting in a zone, and we wanted them to just shoot the ball or grab the ball and run. And that's basically why we didn't get that much fouls.
Personally, I say I always play hard. Like I try to help the team every way possible. About the stats, it's in BAL everywhere. It's always similar. Like trying to play hard for the team, so get rebounds and do the other job. So I personally think like I'm consistent, and I've been consistent over the years, and also with the River Hoopers team, like helping my teammates and helping the country or Nigeria and giving was a chance that showing that anyone else could do it, like the kids back home that they have a chance to also play, and it's all about working hard. So I try to work hard as possible and keep the determination. I mean, he's a great player. He's part of the team. He helps sometimes keep us together. He could pass. He could shoot. Like plays an important role for the team. So he brings energy at times, and we push together. And everyone he plays. He feeds off the energy of the team also. So it's an important piece. He was with us last year. We're getting used to him. I mean, as a team and everything. And hopefully we keep improving and getting the better out of him and everyone else.
All right, welcome back. Just gone by, you listened to Coach Odeka Odadu, Royal Upas, and of course, Rivers Upas Center, Peter Olesemeka. All right, let's move on the show now and talk about the 22nd National Sports Festival, Touch of Unity, as we moving around, and the game is upon us. It will get to a point where we say let the games begin, but for now, it's the Touch of Unity. Joseph Atewa is still with us. Joseph, let me ask for your thoughts and immediate reaction. Are you feeling the vibes? That's the question we usually ask when a big competition is around the corner. Are you feeling it at this point?
Okay, so I must be clear here that sports naturally has been, an opportunity for many to escape poverty. Honestly, so most of the time I'm happy for the athletes. Competitions like this they get rewarded when they perform exceptionally well. But I always like to ask the essence of this competition. The touch of unity you called it, Yemi, and you look at what is happening. We've had these competitions over the years. The essence of the competition, Yemi, is to discover talent that will put Nigeria on the global map. The same way I asked about the National Youth Festival, where you are to bring in youth, and because there's no age bracket to those things, you have 25, 26-year-old come represent as a youth, sometimes 36. Then, as you can go on and on. But the essence of this is, to discover talent. Yes, we've done over the years. You can talk about Blessing Okagwai, Essie Brume, but we can do more. I'm happy, yes, the touch is going round, but then the essence of the competition, are we truly keen into it? That's a big question. So sometimes, with all honesty, I'm not always excited when I see things like this.
Wow. Wow. All right. Let me see if Austin feels the same way. The Touch of Unity, of course, making, symbolizing that it is close, it is upon us. Do you think, I think I asked you this question a few days ago, and we were trying to think about it. Do you think we're still in line with the objectives for this sports festival, or you think the authorities should sit down somewhere and rejig some things like Joseph suggested?
Definitely. I mean, we must find a way to redefine it because some way, somehow, we missed out of the core objectives of the National Sports Festival because right now it lacks the progression it used to have back in the day where we were so big on school sports and some of the talents that we discover from the schools and then from the grassroots, I'm talking the primary schools, they go to the tertiary institutions and then now they are, big enough to compete at the National Sports Festival where they compete with elite athletes and even, outperform them. And then was, oh, wow, we've got talents. But I think right after ECO 2012, that big gap, that period that we were going back and forth with the National Sports Festival, we really did lose a lot of things. And that's where I expected us to, go back and draw out a proper project execution plan where we might need to define the project mandate of the National Sports Festival because sometimes it looks like it's these pre-activities, particularly the Touch of Unity, going from the presidency to the different states. That even looks like what is the main event compared to the proper competition. What sort of conversations do we put in the media when the event starts? What level of monitoring do we get from the state when their talents even go out there to do it? I see a lot of propaganda around the National Sports Festival from states where they just want to use it to get a budget out of their sports, from the states' coffers, and then, as usual, mismanagement and all around the place. But yeah, we need to redefine it. We need to be sure of what we are doing with it. We need to be, very deliberate about talent development. And that's the only way we can bring back the lost glory of the National Sports Festival. The Touch of Unity is going around. It's in Yobe State. Let's listen to some conversation after the Yobe State government received the touch.
By the flagging of, we were given the mandate, the National Sports Commission was given the mandate to take the touch of unity around the states of the federations. And that touch signifies the unity of our sportsmen and women, the coming together of our youths of Nigeria, and the invitation to participate at the games in Abeokuta.
His Excellency is highly happy and directed us to come and receive you here because the touch of light of unity is the cardinal point where unity exists in Nigeria. It was only sport that unite us more than any other things in Nigeria. And we wish you and we are assuring you that the Western government will do everything needful to ensure that the sport development enhances and got all its requirements to participate in the 2020 Peace Abeokuta National Youth Festival, inshallah. Thirdly, I'm appealing to the youth through this unity touch of light to continue to pray for Mr. President and Commander-in-Chief, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu Gisefar, for Almighty Allah to give him more wisdom, strength, and ability to overcome the challenges within this country, to have a total unity in the common of nations.
So that's it, Deputy Governor of Yobe State, receiving the touch of unity and reiterating the importance of the games. And of course, talking about Yobe State excited and looking forward to the games in Abeokuta. So that's it. I think that's more than enough for the touch of unity. We just really hope that our sports administrators will see beyond a bit of show off, and propaganda and see sports as an economy. Look, I'm putting a paper that says sports is the new oil, and each time I see what is happening here in Europe, I'm seeing that Nigeria can do this. We have the people, we have the markets. We just lack the right leadership, you know. Let's talk about the Nigeria Premier Football League. I'm sure you're pumped up for that.
Yes, I am. I'm going to get Joseph into it in a bit. I'm going to go across. Of course, there's a game played today. We'll talk about it. I'll just go straight across to talk about it. And this is today's results. And Bayelsa United, of course, fighting for their lives. Hammered Shooting Stars 3-0. And, of course, boosting their survival hopes as they try to escape going down. Match day 33 it is. So Saturday's fixture, Sunshine Stars will take on Eyimba. This is, for me, pick of the bunch, and we'll see what happens. Most of the other matches we played on Sunday. Flying Antelopes Rangers will take on Heartland. Oriented being that one. Abia Warriors take on Rivers United. Rivers United need to keep up the pace with Remo Stars. Aqua United will take on El Kanemi. Kano Pillars will take on Lobby Stars. These are the fixtures. That's why United will go up against Plateau United. Remo Stars will take on Katsina United. Ikorodu City will be up against Niger Tornadoes. Kwara United will be up against Bendel Insurance. All right. Just let me get your thoughts on this one. With this result, do you think Bayelsa United have done themselves any favors? Talking about their hopes of staying up. Then the battle between Rebel Stars and Rivers United. Do you think it's a battle? Some say it's not a battle, it's just a matter of time. Do you think it's a battle? We're still on match day 33. Do you think it's a battle, or let's just give it to Remo Stars?
All right, so there's so much to talk about the Nigerian Premier Football League, and I'm super excited. I want to start with today's game. You talked about Bayelsa United. They did themselves, a huge favor. Not just winning by 1-0, 2-0, like which has become a tradition in the Nigerian Premier Football League. They won 3-0, and they showed that they want to survive. But then my fear is for Shooting Stars of Ibadan. You recall that they were just slammed with a fine from the Nigerian Premier Football League. That's the body itself for what's happened, against Ikorodu City there in Ibadan, which I also witnessed myself. But the other side, qualifying for the continent now is a huge problem for Shooting Stars, because right now they need to pick every point available for Remo Stars, a privately owned club. I'm excited that they are the incoming champions. You know why? They are 6 points clear of second place here. They take on the Katsina United that was demolished some days ago by Ikorodu City in Lagos, 6-0. On paper, you should give it to Remo Stars. So if they win that game, they are on course. We have less than 7 matches or 6 matches to the end of the season. So Remo Stars, for me, are incoming champions, just like you have Liverpool, except a miracle happened. For Rivers United, they missed it when they lost 2 consecutive games.
All right. Let me go to Austin quickly. On the strength of what is going to happen this weekend, Remo playing at home, Rivers playing away. If Remo wins, do you think it's curtains? It's all over?
I don't think so, Yemi. I don't think so. As I said, if it stays at that 6 point difference and Remo Stars, played 2 draw games, we're back to what we're talking about. And that would drag, the fight, till the end of the season. But let's see what can happen. At this stage, Rivers United, they understand how crucial it is. They just need oil for their lamp to keep burning. So going to Umuahia, by the way, Abia Warriors, they've been fantastic this season. In fact, they turned out to be the surprise package. At some point, it was Ikorodu City, then they snatched it. Coach Imama has done so well with that team. Despite losing the Oriental Derby to Eyimba, 2-1, they are still third on the log. Tells you the amount of consistency that they've had. But with Remo Stars taking on Katsina United, look, from what I see on the league table, all of the teams from even 7th down to 19th can still relegate. So this kind of Katsina United is not the sort of team that you want to, take for granted. You can't afford to be complacent. So it's still a difficult game for Remo Stars. 0-0, 1-1, 2-2 is not difficult at this stage of the season because there's something everyone is chasing now and they can see it. So it's a very tricky tie for Remo Stars against Katsina. If let's say they win that one and Rivers United pick a draw in Umuahia, they try not to lose, then we still got something going because we've got about 5 more games to go. And as I said, it takes just 2 draws. So let's see. Then there's a last Oriental derby for the season for Rangers and Heartland. That will be a very crucial game also. If Heartland should lose that one, then they will sink properly into relegation. So that's one fixture that will really, really get us talking. Aqua United will host El Kanemi. That's another big fight for them. They didn't do themselves any good in their last fixture in Lafia. Nasarawa United, it was a relegation battle. And the solid miners knew that a win will take them off that zone and push Aqua United back into it. So they won 2-0. Aqua United now, they need to win this game at home, try to win their next one or don't lose it, and then hope to win 3 out of the remaining 5. That's the only way they might probably progress. So you see, Yemi, at this stage, it's very, very delicate for all of the teams, right from, as I said, 7th on the log till 19th position.
Yeah, I agree with you. All right, let's spend the remaining minutes we have on the show to talk about the man behind me on the giant screen, Mo Salah. The drama is over. The saga has come to an end. Mo Salah has extended his contract with Liverpool for 2 years. Joseph Atewa, let me quickly get your thoughts. Probably less than a minute. At any point, did you doubt that Mo Salah would stay?
The figures and what Mo Salah has done for Liverpool this season, they just showed more than 32 goals. 32 goals scored already, more than 20 assists for his teammates. It will only be wise for a proper football club, to retain such a player. Not just him. We also have Virgil van Dijk on the books, trying to sort that out, but we know he's 90% done and dusted in that one. You see, Mo Salah has been very phenomenal for Liverpool. The boy that failed at Chelsea went to, is it Roma? Yeah, was bought in 2017 at Liverpool, and his first season at Liverpool was an instant hit for the 4 goals in that one. So I feel like the club had done well, in keeping Mo Salah. There was this talk about Saudi Arabia coming into the frame, trying to snatch him up, and if they weren't careful, they would have gone to Saudi Arabia. What Liverpool has just done to themselves is that they will win the league this season, and next season with Mo Salah, knowing fully well that it's looking like they might be retiring at Anfield, they will also be in contention for the league next season again.
Austin, quickly, I know it's Mo Salah, and you disagree with me, but he's 33. And I don't know if I should ask this question. Some will say, at some point, won't diminishing returns set in?
It will, but this guy has shown that he's a cat with 10 lives, and doesn't even play football like he's 32. And this contract now will keep him for 2 more years. Look, this is the difference between a team that understands management, because they know if they lose this guy, it's going to do a lot of damage to their to the progression that they've achieved. That's why they did more than enough to keep Mo Salah. And his records are there. I mean, this guy, the way he's playing, and as long as he stays with this same team and they don't lose the core of the team, Mo Salah will still be the same player next season, So shout out to Liverpool and whoever ensured that Mo Salah signed this 2-year contract. There was a deal that came from Saudi Arabia at the end of last month, £500 million deal, and they said no, it's not going there. £500,000 deal, and they said no, he's not going anywhere. Right. And they found a way to keep it. This is the perfect marriage. And Mo Salah said that he's doing it for the fans. And I hope that at the end of the day, the fans will appreciate it. Yeah. It will also motivate him to do some more. So the story continues. Let's listen to some talking points that came out of this Mo Salah's new contracts.
Yes, of course, I'm very excited. We have a great team now. And before also we have a great team. But I'm aside because I think we have a chance to win other trophies. And enjoying my football. I believe the team can win trophies, and with the support of the fans and the city and the support they always give us in the games, that I believe we can win many trophies in the next years. I said in the beginning of the season, I just wanted to win the Premier League more than anything else.
That's a man with an ambition right there. And, Joseph Atewa, I first said 500 million. There's something in me said, no, it's actually 500 million pounds deal from Saudi Arabia, and it didn't happen. Mo Salah said, I'm staying here, I've built something, and I want to give it a perfect ending.
Yeah, he's gradually becoming a legend because he's a legend for Liverpool, and it says a lot about the love. He granted an interview, I think it was a month ago, where he said the love he has for Liverpool, cannot be compared rather. And I feel like for Mo Salah, he knows he's done a lot since 2017 for Liverpool. He's won a lot of titles with them. He was loved by the former manager and Jurgen Klopp, and also loved by the fans. Where else? I know the money can be tempting, but then sometimes loyalty pays. And Mo Salah knows that. Like they say, you never walk alone. He hasn't and never walked alone with those fans. It's a club that he loves and just has to remain.
All right. If I'm paid that kind of money, I'll love the club as well. But we'll talk about that later. All right. Let's just look at the stats. Mo Salah, what he's been able to do. I'll just turn around. Let's start with the number of goals that he's been scoring. I think we should start with that before we look at the honors. There you go. Joseph referenced it. He came in 2017. That season was a breakout season, 44 goals. The next season he had 27. 2019, 2020, he scored 23 goals. 2020, 2021, 31 goals. The next season he scored 31. The one that followed, he scored 30. The one that followed scored 25. This season we are in, with matches still left to play, he has already scored 32. That just shows you how important Mo Salah is, even at 33. And these are the things he has been able to win with Liverpool so far. He's been able to win a Premier League title. He might be adding another one at the end of the season. He's been able to win the UEFA Champions League title. He's been able to win the FA Cup, the EFL Cup. He's done that twice. UEFA Super Cup, won that once. And the FIFA Club World Cup. Those are the honors, what he's been able to win. Joseph, before we let you go, quickly, do you think Mo Salah, in the next 2 years, will still win more laurels for Liverpool? Considering
he's won one already. He's won one already. He's won the Premier League, except a miracle, except something very unthinkable happens. I feel like Liverpool has won the Premier League, so just add it. He's won the second. And next season, like I said, because of the love and the loyalty he has to the club, they'll be in contention. They'll be in the mix. Manchester City will need to regroup and get quality legs because they already have tired legs in their club. I'm just looking at the clubs that can now compete with Liverpool in the Premier League. Arsenal very inconsistent, so put them aside. So he has won the Premier League, and I believe next season he might add another if Manchester City do not, wake up from the sleep. And who says they cannot even compete to the extent where they get to the final of the Champions League? Honestly, keeping Mo Salah, keeping Virgil van Dijk, Liverpool truly knows what they're doing.
All right, Joseph Atewa, I want to thank you for your time on the show today. Hopefully we'll do this again some other time.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, Austin, we're on the home stretch. You're about to wrap things up. And it's interesting when you're mentioning these atrocious amounts of money. I begin to wonder whether you're in the wrong business. But it's all good. It's all good.
Our passion is profitable, that we will have a chance to talk about it. But what a story, Mo Salah. I'm super duper proud that he's African, and Liverpool will no way forget that they've built a legend in him. 394 games, 243 goals, and 109 assists. Massive. Take a bow, Mo Salah. That's the show in London. I'm Austin Okonakman. In everything you do, remember, keep talking sports. Bye for now.
All right. It's a wrap here, but behind me, you can see the fixtures in the English Premier League. Time will not allow us to go through all of these fixtures. Some interesting fixtures as you have them on your screen on Sunday. Interesting matches to be played. That's the show today. We do hope that you've enjoyed everything we've been able to bring to you. You'll see us again next week. I'm Yemi Adebayo. Bye-bye now.